Okay, so today I'm going to talk about love and relationships. Now, I have to make a few disclaimers before I really get into this, and I'm going to try and keep this shorter than I made my last one. So, yeah, I've never really been in love with anyone else, family excluded, friends, because those are kind of in the same vein. But I mean, like, a significant other relationship in the terms of love. I've never been in a relationship, and I've never been in love in that sense. But I'm still going to talk about this because it's been on my mind. What I want to talk about is I kind of want to be in a relationship. I mean, oh golly, now it sounds weird when I say it. I would like to be in a relationship, but I think the pragmatic side of me is kind of like you don't want to be in one right now because from what you've seen others go through in relationships, it's too complicated and it's a bit time consuming, and especially when you're in college, you don't need that right now. That's my pragmatic side. The other part of me is kind of like I'd like a significant other, so I can have someone to talk to whom I like and who hopefully likes me the same back. And just it would be kind of, it would be nice to be with someone who you have a common interest with and who you would, get to be having fun times with. And I mean just, not just sexy times, but like, hugging, sitting together and not feeling awkward if actually touch one another, God forbid. Um, Kissing, things like that. Gosh, it's really showing how much of a relationship I have not been in, isn't it? Hasn't it? Ugh, words cannot, yeah. But that doesn't mean I still can't talk about it. I mean, not that anyone's saying you can't talk about this, but I get a little defensive and a little worried that people are judging me because of my lack of knowledge about this area. I don't know. It's just on my blog, I follow some people whom give out advice about marriage and relationships and whatnot. And sometimes it just makes me think, do I really want to go through any of that? Like, I definitely know I don't want to go through marriage. That's one thing I'm positively certain about. I will never get married if I can help it. It's not. I just marriage doesn't look healthy to me. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. I have seen some people experience good marriages, like my grandparents both. They both seemed very happy and they had long, happy marriages. So I'm very happy about that. But I just don't think I'm meant to get married. I mean, but that doesn't automatically mean I don't want to be in a relationship. Like, if I find that guy and it's just like, oh God, I want to be with you for like ever, that would be great. But I don't want to get married and I most certainly don't want kids. And I don't know. I'm worried that if I ever I ever find a guy, it'll just be like, oh my God, he's great. But the thing is, he'll want to get married or have kids. But this will probably be long down the road. Like, I'm not gonna be like when I actually do get my first boyfriend, I'll be like, just so you know, I don't want kids and I don't want marriage because, you know, that relationship might not even last that long. He might just be like, okay, that's not at the top of my list right now. And I mean, I'm no idiot. Like, there's a lot on my mind. When I think of relationships, there's a lot on my mind. Okay, now that I think about this might be a bit of a long ranting blog. So, yeah. I don't know. Marriage doesn't look healthy to me. I mean, I'm sure there are lots of people out there who would totally argue and be like, you just, no, there are healthy relationships that do include marriage. And I do believe that. Just for me personally, I don't want to get married. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to be in a long term relationship with someone. Like, I would love that. It would just be like, I want to be with you. I just don't want to get married. Like, if you want, I'll wear a ring or maybe something else because I'm not much of a ring person. Maybe like a bracelet, that would be cool, or a necklace, preferably a bracelet. I think that would be best. Anyway, and you could call me your wife if you want to. It's just I don't want to go through the ceremony or have it, just I don't want to get married. And I think a lot of guys would be cool with that, but then I'm just worried I'm going to come across that one guy who's going to be like, but I want to get married. Like, I want everyone to know that we're married. It's like, well, yeah. I just think, I know this is probably like, you haven't even had your first relationship yet. You're thinking way too ahead. But this is what's on my mind sometimes. And the other horrible part about it could be that he actually wants kids. And it's like, the only type of kids I want are kittens. Like, I want to adopt some cats, like two, I think, maybe three if I had the right situation. But, the only thing that'll come close to kids will probably be cats. And I'm not going to be a crazy cat lady. I just like cats. Maybe a dog, but I think I prefer cats. I like both. And now this is going into a direction of let me tell you about my cat feels and dog feels because I like dogs and just bear with cats. You see, this is where the vlog is going. cats and dogs instead of relationship and marriage. Anyway, back to the relationship thing. I'm gonna try and stay on the relationship thing. Just I think I've read a few too many fan fictions. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't think you can ever read too many fanfics, but just and I've read some great fanfics. Let me just put that out there right now. I'm not going to name names, but I've read some really great fluffy stuff that's just amazing. But sometimes I think it's like watching Disney movies and seeing these fairy tales. It's like, and they lived happily ever after. It's like, but they don't divulge about all the things that happen, like, in marriage and relationships. And it's like, yeah, that's a good point. It's like they don't talk about all you don't always hear about how, like, shit does happen in relationships. I mean, it has its ups and downs, and you have to keep that in mind with relationships. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and puppies and kittens. Although with me, it's always going to be animals. Well, cats, hopefully. Maybe some fish. Maybe some puppies, because who knows, my significant other, if he's out there, might be a dog person. We just have to live with the fact that we're going to have some cats, though. Anyway, back to the relationship thing. Just the reason I want to be in a relationship is so I can understand that it's not going to always be sunshine and rainbows. We're gonna fight. We're not always going to agree. Sometimes we're just not gonna want to look at one another, or we'll just, shit will happen. And this is kind of why I want to have a relationship. I want to remember that. It's like, you can't, you gotta remember, with the good comes the bad. And, well, not the bad, maybe just with the ups come the downs, I guess. So yeah, I think that's kind of why, because sometimes I'm like, I think it'd be nice to have a boyfriend, We could talk and have fun and just hopefully have sex at some point. Hopefully good sex. Another thing, because I don't want to get my hopes and it's like, yeah, we're going to do this. And then it's like, that was the most disappointing thing I've ever experienced in my life. I really hope it's not like that. I'm really showing my true colors here, aren't I? Well, not many people watch this, so I have nothing to worry about, hopefully. Yeah, but it's just a couple of things I hope for. One, I'm not hoping for a sunshine and rainbows relationship because, frankly, I don't think those things probably do not exist. Maybe with a robot, perhaps, but we don't have those yet. But when we do, even if I'm 80 years old and they finally come out with like AI type robots where it's like you get these robots that can just do whatever you want, I know what I am so totally doing with my social security check as an old woman. Yes, I want the one that looks like that well-known celebrity back from my day who was really cute. Yes, good. We're going to have so much fun when we get back home. Endurance will never be a problem. Sorry, this is what happens. This is what comes to my mind. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy a robot so I can have sex with him even in my old age. Wow. If you watch this and you are freaked out, I am not that creepy. I'm really not that creepy. I have certain interests, like I'm into the macabre, but I am not that weird. Sky, if you're watching this, shut the hell up. Don't ask. Sorry. So yeah, just God, now I feel really self-conscious. Okay, anyway, keep going. So yeah, that's basically why I like to have a relationship, just to experience what it's like, the good and the bad, I think. Maybe not right now, though, because I've got other things I need to focus on. The last thing I really need right now is a boyfriend. And I also have to tell myself to stop always thinking about it because, when I'm least expecting it, it'll happen. So I don't know. On the one hand, I'm like, I'd like to, but I'm not really in any rush to have a relationship right now because it's just, college takes up a lot of your time. Tumblr excluded because Tumblr is its own separate entity. But it does take up a lot of your time, and right now I don't need more. I don't need a boyfriend right now. So yeah, I just need to get this off my chest. So yeah, if you've watched this thing the whole way through, I'm really sorry if I creeped you out with all the things that are on my mind, but this is what's on my mind sometimes. It could be a lot worse. But hey, kittens, come on. One day I'm gonna have 3 or 2, 2 or 3. That would be good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now before I freak you all out even more. So yeah, I will talk to you all later. Bye.